Yeah. Yeah, I think you can start now. I'll just look for the sound source eventually. Okay, go ahead, Father Jason.
Yeah, good morning to you there, and good afternoon here in Manila. And I guess I lost 5 minutes already of my sharing, so I'll keep it short. And I would just like to share our own story here in Manila with regard to the topic of AI and the faith. I am involved in the promotion of new evangelization here in Manila. And I have, just to start my reflection and sharing, I have a close encounter with what is being said about hubris when it comes to dealing with AI. A few months ago, I was in an interview, and in that interview, I said something about the homily and the artificial intelligence, how priests can make use of AI in their homily preparation. And it was really just an innocent observation and suggestion, because the interviewer was asking me about what can AI do to help the priests in their homilies. Because to be very honest, the interviewer said to me, to be very honest, there are really many priests who are horrible when it comes to the delivery of their homilies. So what can you suggest to them in relation to the recent advances in technology? So I said, very innocently, I said to the interviewer, maybe if priests find it hard to really prepare their homilies, it would be good to consult AI or ChatGPT for that matter. But you don't rely on it, you just consult it with your proper prompt. So that's what I said in the interview. You may wish to consult as a priest so that you can be helped. You are given a tool in order for you to do your exegesis and your research for your homily. That interview, that 45-second clip of the interview gained some traction here in the Philippines. And I some sort of became a viral priest. And people were really bashing me. And many priests also were really just saying many things against me, as if I murdered somebody, as if I committed a mortal sin. When I said, for priests, it will be good to be helped in their homily preparation to consult AI. I'll just give you an example so that you will know what I'm talking about. Some of the comments about that very innocent suggestion was, this is unbelievable. Do they really think we are that stupid? And some said, homilies are born out of years of study and deep prayer in life, not by commanding machines to write them for you. How could you, Father? Another. It's much better for you to just go back to where you came from than do that, Father. Stupid. They were calling me stupid, calling me so many names, and just because I said it would be good to consult AI if you wish to develop or to deliver a better homily. Now, that, and there are many other comments given to me. Now, what that tells me, at least from pastoral experience as a priest and engaged in new evangelization, here, at least in our experience in the country, there is so much, first of all, misunderstanding, misconception, or even lack of knowledge about it. So unlike in Europe perhaps, or in your context, here in the Philippines, specifically Manila and other provinces, AI is looked upon with suspicion. It is not yet really received. It is not trusted. It is not believable. So talking about hubris, the common
understanding of people here, at least from my experience, is if you use AI, you are diluting the faith. You are, in a way, compromising the integrity of the faith, especially for the priests who are preparing for homilies. So that being the case, this is my humble proposal to this dialogue and to the people who are involved in this wonderful people from the tech industry and from the church. It would be good really to enter into an understanding of how do people look at AI nowadays from different parts of the globe. Maybe by leaps and bounds, the tech industry has already developed so much when it comes to the technology of AI. But still, we need to consider where are the people coming from? From my experience on the ground, there is so much misconception and there's so much misunderstanding about it. So the first order of the day, I believe, is how do we communicate it in such a way that people are really given a holistic idea of what it is, what it can do, and how it can be used for gospel proclamation and for evangelization. So that's my first proposal. What can this body do to explain to people and to make them understand what kind of animal this is or what kind of new thing is this that we are dealing with? Because as it appears to me now, we don't have the same understanding of it, and not everyone is on the same page. And to be humble and to be honest about it, really, we need to go back to the very basic of it. What is it? And what is it to me as a person, as a human being? Second proposal, I would say, is as a priest and as a pastor. I'm a parish priest of a small parish here in Manila. I deal with young people all the time, and what I see in the minds and hearts of the young people, they are into technology, but there is a great need for the formation of the heart, as Pope Francis already intimated before in one of his speeches. We need to go back to the person, to the dignity, as Pope Leo XIV also would like to encourage for us to do that. Maybe it would be good to go back to the dignity of the human person. We need to go back to understanding of what community is about. We need to go back to our own experience of humanity. Because if we don't have a solid foundation and grounding on what it means to be human, then it will be very difficult for us to navigate the artificial world of AI and so on and so forth. So my thinking or my proposal is, it would be a good starting point to begin not with perhaps advancement in technology, but to begin with the human person. Who is the human person right now? How does he think or she think of himself? What kind of human beings are we educating or forming right now? I'm not saying that we leave behind our basic understanding of AI and the developments in the field, but I think as a church or as the body of Christ, we must always begin with the primacy of the human person. If we may go back to the gospel, Jesus is the Lord of the Sabbath, and man is not made, the Sabbath is made for man and not man for the Sabbath. The principle applied to AI could be human beings first, to have a solid foundation and formation of the heart, of understanding of human dignity, and all these social teachings of the church. We must pounce on that, because before we enter into this world of the artificial, then there must be a solid grounding. Now, that for me is very important as an evangelizer and as a priest. And the last point, Pope Leo XIV said recently in his address to the digital evangelizers, he said, we must focus on authenticity of our witness. We must focus on the ability to listen and to speak. we also must focus on our capacity to understand and be understood. So these things are all human and Christian values: authenticity of witness, listening and being listened to, understanding and being able to be understood. So my take in this dialogue is we must begin first with the formation of the heart of the human being. Then we enter into that world, if we may call it the matrix of artificial intelligence. Unless we focus first on the human person or the primacy of the human person, then it will be very hard to navigate the artificial in the end. Thank you very much for listening. God bless you all and our dialogue.